So let's talk about Google Cloud's Agent Assist. What is it really? Well, think of it as an AI co-pilot for your customer service agents, one that's right there with them, guiding them through even the trickiest conversations in real time. This isn't just another piece of software. It's a whole new way to think about running a contact center. But first, why do we even need something like this? I mean, why is delivering truly great customer service just so incredibly hard? It's a question every business leader has asked, and honestly, every customer has felt the answer. Your agents are on the front lines juggling a dozen different systems, dealing with customers who are often stressed out, and they're under this immense pressure to have the perfect answer right now. It's a tough, tough job. So what kind of a difference can an AI co-pilot actually make? Well, according to Google's own data, we're talking about a 28% increase in the number of conversations a single agent can handle. Now let that sink in. That's not a small bump. That is a massive leap in what your team can do.
Okay, so let's really dig into the core problem Agent Assist was built to solve. We're talking about the classic contact center headaches, right? You've got high agent burnout because they're answering the same questions over and over or dealing with frustrated people all day. You have long handling times that are just killing your budget, and then there's the constant struggle to make sure every customer gets the same great experience every single time.
And this is exactly where the idea of an AI co-pilot comes into play. Now, it's super important to understand this isn't about replacing people. Not at all. It's about making them better. It's about augmenting them. The AI listens in on the conversation and then provides real-time coaching, suggests the right things to say, and pulls up information instantly. It's basically like giving every agent their own personal expert, sitting right on their shoulder.
So how does this co-pilot actually get the information to the agent? Well, it happens in two key ways. First, you've got what's called Knowledge Assist. This is kind of like a super-powered search engine. It finds the right instruction manual or FAQ and gives it to the agent. But then you have Generative Assist. And folks, this is the real game changer. It doesn't just find the manual. It reads it, understands the customer's specific question in that moment, and then creates the exact answer the agent needs. It's the difference between being handed a book and having an expert literally whisper the perfect answer right in your ear.
Of course, anytime you're talking about generative AI, the big question is control, right? You can't just have an AI saying whatever it wants. And that's where Google has built in this really smart governance process. So the AI comes up with a suggested reply, but, and this is the crucial part, before the agent ever sees it, that suggestion gets checked against a human-approved allow list. This makes sure that every single response is compliant, on brand, and totally safe to send to a customer.
And this Copilot's toolkit has a lot more in it than just answers. The AI codes can give step-by-step instructions for really complex processes, which is amazing for industries with a ton of regulations. Then there's Summarization, which automatically writes up the notes after a call. Just think of all the time that saves. And it even has sentiment analysis, which gives the agent a heads up on the customer's mood, helping them know when to be extra careful or how to de-escalate a tense situation.
All right, so you might be wondering, how does all this magic actually happen under the hood? Let's peel back the curtain just a little bit and look at the technical foundation that makes all this real-time help possible. Don't worry, we won't get too into the weeds.
So the absolute heart of Agent Assist is this thing called a conversation profile. The best way to think about it is as the AI's rulebook. It's the central brain, the main control panel. This is where you connect all the features, the AI models, and your company's knowledge base. The conversation profile is what tells the AI what to do, what to suggest, and when to suggest it for any conversation that's happening.
Now, here's a really important technical point. Agent Assist is not some standalone app you just download and install. It is deeply, deeply integrated into the Google Cloud ecosystem. For any of this to work, you have to have your Google Cloud project set up correctly, and that includes giving it a very specific permission called the Dialogflow Agent Assist client role. If you don't have that in place, nothing's going to happen.
You know, a powerful AI engine like this needs some pretty powerful fuel. So this next part is all about what you have to put in to get those amazing results out. We're talking about the data and the costs, the investment you have to make to unlock that 28% productivity gain.
And the biggest fuel source? It's data. A lot of data. To train a custom smart reply model, for example, the system requires a hard minimum of 30,000 past conversation transcripts. 30,000! For a lot of companies, just getting that data ready, cleaning it, formatting it, making sure it's all anonymous, that is often the single biggest hurdle to getting started.
And what about the cost to run it? Well, for chat, you're billed per session. But here's the detail you absolutely have to know. A session is defined as 70 messages or less.
So if a chat hits 71 messages, boom, you've just paid for a second session. For voice, it's a bit more straightforward, just a simple price per minute. Understanding these little details is key if you want to forecast your budget accurately.
So you've done the technical setup, you've prepped all the data, you understand the costs. What's the actual payoff? Let's bring this all home and connect the technology back to the results you'll actually see in the business.
This is where it all comes together. The investment you make pays off by directly moving the needle on your most important metrics. You get that 28% increase in agent capacity that we talked about at the very beginning. You see your average handling time go down because of things like automated summaries. Your first contact resolution goes up because agents have the right answers at their fingertips. And all of that leads to the ultimate goal: happier customers and higher satisfaction scores.
Which brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. The technology is here, the potential impact is crystal clear. So the key strategic question for you isn't just if you want an AI copilot for your team, but rather, is your data ready to build one?